here at SIFF. And it has been a great week. So I heard, I just got back from Berlin yesterday. So those of you who are wondering about festival films, we are well stocked already. It is going to be a great year. But I've heard from everybody that this has been a terrific week. You guys agree? I just want to take a moment right now to thank our sponsors for this entire series. Capital Cider, Epic Team Adventures, Imperfect Produce, they have a table out there, KNKX 88.5, Seattle Met, Wyndham Vacation Rentals, also with a table out there, and the Film Noir Foundation. Give a huge round of applause. And KNKX was instrumental in the Dimitri Matheny Band, which provided the music. So give them a huge round of applause. It has been an amazing week, and to have Eddie here, Eddie Muller, here for the entire week to present the films and to give his unique perspective on all of them is a real treat, and it's a relationship that we treasure and have had for many years. And so it is my great pleasure to welcome the Czar of Noir, Eddie Muller, to the stage.
Thank you, Beth. Beth, you're fabulous. You're fabulous. I hope you fans here who come, you guys are such regulars and devotees, it is greatly appreciated. But I hope you also appreciate how terrific SIFF is and how lucky you are to have someone like Beth as your She is fantastic. Trust me, I know. I go all around the country doing this stuff, but Seattle is very lucky. And someone else is going to be very lucky right now because they are going to be the winner of this. And there we go, the questions from the accused and the threat last night. You can see how you all did. This one cracked me up, you know, when they kept talking about the cyclophymiac or whatever the hell that was. It's like, what the hell? You know? This is like where they kept talking in the 40s about narcosynthesis in movies, you know? We're going to go into your mind and draw the answer out through narcosynthesis. And it's like, it was some new form of self-medication that I haven't heard about, you know, narcosynthesis. So, Beth, you're going to do the honors today and pick the winner.
All right, Bill Kennedy.
Bill Kennedy. Oh, what is he winning? Hold on. Carly, you have to come up here now because you have the prizes.
I was going to say, the one day Bill is not here.
Bill, come on. You got to be here, man. Carly, tell us what Bill would have won if he was here.
A Man Who Cheated Himself mug. A Dimitri Matheny Jazz Noir album.
With liner notes by Eddie Muller.
And a notebook with the cover with Gun Crazy.
Oh. In fact, it's funny that SIFF invited Dimitri and the guys to come and play tonight.
There he is.
Oh my God, Bill! Yay!
You're winning. I didn't even know about that Man Who Cheated Himself coffee mug. I'm jealous. I am jealous. How'd they do that? See, that's how on the ball SIFF is, right? We just restored this movie and they already have a coffee mug. How'd they do that? Thank you, Carly. Anyway, and thank you, Beth.
Thank you, Eddie.
Fabulous.
For a wonderful week.
It's been great fun. Okay, and one last thing I want to mention is the movie that you are about to see is freshly restored through the efforts of the Film Noir Foundation, which I founded back in 2006 for this express purpose to keep movies from slipping through the cracks. I will explain why this one was at risk momentarily. But you know, we do this, we get a little taste of the action here in Seattle, but we also you know, appreciate you partaking of our wares at the merchandise table out there with my right hand, Darrell Sparks, who has been manning the table this whole time. But we are always, you know, this is part of what I do. When you're the head of a nonprofit foundation, you go out there and you pitch and you look for money all the time. So we're doing a donation drive, and if you donate tonight, you will be entered in a random drawing, and after the second show tonight, if you are selected for your donation, you will win a Criterion Blu-ray of the Asphalt Jungle, where you will see on that Blu-ray an interview with some guy that looks suspiciously like me that was recorded right where that guy is sitting, right there, the fellow with the glasses. I was sitting in that seat when we recorded that here last year during the Noir City Film Festival. So, okay, The Man Who Cheated Himself. Now, we've been doing this in chronological order, and we've been seeing examples of film noir from various Hollywood studios. And tonight, what makes this film significant and of its time period, which is 1950, is that it's an independently produced film. And so there is no major studio that produced this movie. And people who think that independent film is something new, no. It's been around since the dawn of cinema, really. But the studios dominated production and distribution, but they weren't the only game in town. So what makes this movie interesting is that it is the work of Jack M. Warner, who is the son of the Jack Warner who ran Warner Brothers Studios. But this is his son who decided he wanted to be a movie producer. And interestingly enough, when he was done making this movie, it ended up being distributed not by his father's company, but by 20th Century Fox. And I'm sure that Jack M. Warner wanted to, establish himself as his own man. Not bloody likely, honestly. And he was happy to see this distributed by 20th Century Fox. The screenplay is by two veterans of the movie business. Seton I. Muller, who goes all the way back to the silent era in the 1930s, wrote a lot of pictures, and Philip MacDonald, who was a very accomplished British mystery writer. Tons of credits between these two guys. I'm not going to lie to you. The Man Who Cheated Himself isn't their proudest moment in cinema, okay? But it's kind of fascinating because this was 1950 and was like the high watermark for noir in Hollywood. 49 and 50 are where that black wave of noir sort of crested, and everybody who wanted to get into the movie business and try their hand and make an independent film, they were making a film noir. And this movie is bizarre because if you were here last night and saw The Threat, the B movie from RKO that we showed as the back half of the film last night, and those violence connoisseurs who appreciated Charles McGraw and his performance, wait till you see him in Roadblock tonight. Felix Weiss, he directed The Threat, he's also the director of this movie, and he was obviously doing much the same thing that Richard Fleischer, who was the director of the previous night's B film Bodyguard. Felix Weiss and Richard Fleischer were on sort of the same career trajectory, and they both were making almost exclusively B noir movies from like 1947 to 1950, and then suddenly started producing work that was getting them recognized as potential A-list directors. Fleischer shot off into the stratosphere and was very soon making, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and the Vikings and all these spectacles from the 1950s. But Felix Weiss, that never happened for him. He was resolutely small. And although he did go on to make a Joan Crawford picture for Warner Brothers called This Woman is Dangerous. Can't do better than that title. His career never really took off, and his later claim to fame was that he was one of the producers of the TV series Peyton Place. So what I really want to do, and I'll do this before the second show, is tell you about the woman in this movie who plays John Dahl's wife, who is named Lisa Howard. And she has a big role in this picture. I would argue she's the best actor in the movie. And she has an extraordinary life story that I will tell you about afterwards so that I'm not making you think about something else while you watch the film. But this is the rare leading man role for Lee J. Cobb. And people ask, why is he the lead in this movie? And it's a damn good question. It's something that I'm trying to figure out the answer to before next week, because we're shooting the special features Next week it will go on the Blu-ray of this film, which will be released this summer. And the answer right now is I have no idea why they cast Lee J. Cobb, except, you know, he did name names before the House Un-American Activities Committee. And it was almost like, do not quote me on this, almost like he won a prize for going along. And it's like, we'll make you a leading man, Mr. Cobb, right? And it's hard to believe that he played this role straight from coming off Broadway playing Willie Loman in Death of a Salesman. And you watch him in this movie and it's like, this guy wants to be, you know, John Garfield or something else. He doesn't want to be that surly character actor that he was known for. He really wants to be a leading man. This is an amazing moment in cinema because it is the only time Lee J. Cobb ever underplayed a role. The only time. You are about to witness this. You were here, okay, to see this. Also the only time that Jane Wyatt, those of you who were old enough to watch TV in the 1950s, you know that Jane Wyatt was the mom on Father Knows Best and like the most sensible woman in America. And this is the only time she plays a very wicked femme fatale in a movie. You may say this is an example of horrendous miscasting of both of the leads. I think not, right? This is fantastic that Lee J. Cobb is underplaying and Jane Wyatt is really slinky and evil. I like this, you know? America has just turned upside down. This is fabulous, you know? And of course it's all shot on location in my hometown, San Francisco, by the great cinematographer Russell Harlan, who had just shot Gun Crazy, and it's fun. That's what I can tell you, it's fun. And if you only know Fort Point in San Francisco from the famous scene in Vertigo where Kim Novak tries to jump into the bay, you're going to get to see a great scene set in Fort Point at the climax of this movie, and it's a scene that is near and dear to me because just like the guys in this movie, I used to play out there when I was a kid. So I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you stick around for the second show tonight. And I also want to give great thanks to Dimitri Matheny, my pal. SIFF didn't know that when they booked him to do this show, that Dimitri and I go way back. They had no idea that I wrote the liner notes for that album. And if you're still in the house, Dimitri, thanks a million. You're the greatest. You guys are the greatest. Enjoy.